Aquaba, and welcome to Expat Life Ghana. I'm Ayo, and this is Tony, and we're documenting our move from Texas to Ghana as we go beyond the return.
Y'all gotta leave y'all Blackitude at home.
You couldn't wait to say that, could you? All right, with that, let's get this video started. Oh my God.
I'm helping you out.
Thank you very much. So Blackitude, huh?
Yeah. Leave that Black American attitude. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, but we're going to get into it. Let's jump into the comments and say hi to some folks before we start to hear this one. When you told me to put that in the card, I was like, this is going to be a good one. So all of y'all who are out there, make sure you're jumping in the comments. I'm sure folks are going to have a lot to say today. Oh gosh. So the 10th man rules says my blackity blackitude
weighs a ton. Yeah, it does. And it's kind of overbearing weight here in Ghana. Yeah, it's too much weight here.
You got some feelings about this one. I can see on your face.
Yeah, it's coming. Okay. Oh yeah, it's coming.
I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
Eve has many faces. Hello, how are you doing? Paula.
Yeah. Paula, hey, how you doing, fam? Who is this? I gotta get my glasses on. These lights and everything. It's like, yo.
And you were talking bad about me. I was like,
I know.
I gotta make it as big as possible.
Mitchell Williams, yeah.
Be ready. Glad that you are here.
Hello.
Well, before we get too far into things, let's go ahead and do a couple of housekeeping type things. Get those out of the way first.
Yeah.
Aquaba to everyone who's out there. You didn't have any spotted over the last month.
Yeah, I was busy and
you were like all over though. You had tours taken. You were in Cape Coast. You were in Volta. You were in a Bury a couple times.
Yeah, it was like whoa. So
at the mall.
Busy past month with people in and everything. So yeah.
So
didn't get spotted. Actually, I did, but nobody really. They was like, "Hey, that's a dude." And they were looking at me like.
Somebody did that to me too. They did it in the aisle of the store, and they were looking down the aisle at me, and I was like, awkward.
Yeah, I know. That's funny when they have to like, why are they staring at me? They trying to
I know, right? Like,
I watch myself when I'm leaving out of here. There was just one spotted over the past month, and that was the beautiful Cheryl Lee Ralph, who's in town for the vice president of the U.S. Visit here in Ghana. So Cheryl Lee Ralph was the only spotted that I can give a shout out to tonight because she's the only person that was like, yo, Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Yeah, so Kamala was here. Were you guys hanging out? Like, did you go out for a club or something?
No, I don't like hang out with people like that. They got too much security. I try to roll with as little security as possible. You know, I get in places a little quicker.
Got it. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, my entourage though.
Don't roll like that.
No.
So you're looking good, but today is a break from our usual Alpha Afrique outfits.
Yes. We're working with Hopesetters Autism School. They have a program going tomorrow, and we just wanted to give them some support and acknowledgement to help their cause.
Yes, we've done videos before about Hopesetters, and I always kind of hope that people, when you're coming to town, if you have extra space in your suitcases and you don't want to bring Tony Cheetos, that you bring school supplies for the Hopesetters School. They are the only autism school here in Tema, and they have such a need, and they're expanding. Every time I turn around, I'm like,
there's like. From the last time I was there, I was blown away by all the new classrooms. I was like, whoa, they're serious.
They just keep building more because they need them.
Oh yeah, and the vision that they have for the future site. I'm like,
yes,
definitely a worthy cause.
Absolutely. Well, it's very telling the fact that every time they open up a new space, it's filled. So there's no openings. They have to keep adding those classrooms because people keep asking for that service.
Right.
So April starts Autism Awareness Month.
Yeah.
So we are all going to be walking tomorrow as part of Autism Awareness Month here in Tema. If you are in Tema or close enough that you'd like to join us, they will be starting at Tema tomorrow morning and walking to the Elisa Hotel, which is like the new, very fancy hotel here in Tema.
Partied there before.
Yes, very nice.
Partied with a beautiful woman there before.
It better be me. They are starting at 6 a.m. Are we going to be out there at 6 a.m.?
6 a.m.
I know, we might be there around 8.
We'll wrap this up early if we're going to be there at 6 a.m.
Yes, indeed. But they will be starting at 6 a.m. and taking that walk. It'll be well worth it. I remember last year seeing them in the streets was just like, wow, that's awesome. So, and then if you can, obviously, pick up a shirt as well because...
Yeah, show your support. These shirts we have on, they have their fabric. This is the Hopesetters fabric that is stitched in here. And see if I can turn around.
Can you get it all the way
to
around?
the back here. Will you see the back? Can you see it?
Yes, they can.
All right. Look at my big head. I told you I got a big head.
Okay, turn around before they talk bad about your head.
Okay. Don't talk about my big head.
Don't talk about this big head. But it's always nice to support a cause here. And for those of you who sign up for SendWave, we have the link in the show notes below. If you're looking for a good way to test your SendWave to make sure that it works and activate your account, you should send it to Hopesetters as a donation. And the link for that is in show notes as well.
Yeah. So if tonight you feel the need tonight.
Yeah, should we petition people to give us money in the live and we'll give it to them tomorrow?
Oh, direct on it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't want to do it direct, anything that we receive in terms of shout outs and donations here on the live tonight, we will donate in full to the folks at Hopesetters. So make some of those donations. Some super stickers.
Help them out.
Help
it's
them
a
out.
really, really great cause.
Absolutely. All right. So, whoa, everybody popped into comments.
Hey, y'all. Everybody like, whoa, blackity black. What is going on? What's the Blackitude?
Antonio.
Hey, all right, man. We're going to party whenever you get to Ghana.
He's coming.
He's always.
He's like a long-term vet. Yes.
All right.
Thanks for joining
Mark
us.
Friend. Hi, guys. First time live. Well, hey, welcome, man.
Yes.
This is how we roll, man. Very.
Max Fed. Yeah, we're punctual people.
Yeah, we try to be.
I actually get made fun of sometimes with people. Because I'm like, 9:59.
They were like, yo, you're in Ghana. You could have started like 10:30, 10:45. I'm not happening.
No.
Yeah.
Was it Gown TV?
Gown TV.
GH own? Ghana own? Maybe it's Ghana own TV? Could be.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that now, GH.
Yeah.
Favorite eye on time. Yeah, we got you.
Definitely. Firewall of Facts.
Firewall. That's a new one.
Yes. I understand. Leave your trauma in America.
Coming out with a fresh mind, willing to engage the culture. Yes, exactly.
Ooh, this is gonna be a good chat tonight. So y'all get your keyboards ready.
Yeah,
I can feel it coming.
This tonight's episode is brought to you by a comment in our Facebook group.
Comment. It was like a long
it was like 83.
string of comments.
It was like, wow. So I was like, we gotta talk about this.
So and we are.
We gotta talk about
and
this.
we are.
Mm-hmm.
Winifred, hey, we're good.
Winifred.
Did you stop by and I not see you? How was that?
Yeah.
Stop
You
by
weren't
again.
here for some reason.
I missed
it was
you.
always good to. And I was just talking that I need to travel, so maybe I can get out to Tamale real soon.
I feel like the two of you are going to end up going out to party one
or
week.
2 or 3.
And Tamale, I can feel it coming.
Yeah, it'd be good to see people out there.
Yeah, you are trying to get the little get the abouts.
Yeah.
Okay, make that block. Expat is live.
It's live, JOC Engineering. Yeah, we're live.
I think the singing group Full Force was here.
Oh, really? Bow-legged Lou and Lil Anthony, all them. Wow.
I stay in the house, so
Yeah.
Melissa here from Canada.
All right.
Like whenever I hear that, I just feel cold.
Canada.
Do you feel cold when you hear it?
No, yeah.
Yeah. Great content as always. Be ready says awesome ask. Yeah, I think it's
down under.
Anybody wants to make any super chat donations, we'll be giving it in full to Hopesetters. So please
Autism Center. It's a great organization.
Yeah. Yorkshire, hi from down under. Melissa says, good evening all. Mila says, hello, good people. And
I saw her, who is this, Firewall Facts? I saw her emotional speech at the slave castle. Some think she was too emotional to be VP of the U.S. on official duty.
People get very...
Yeah, I think she may have been caught off guard by the castles. People go and to be honest with you, they aren't fully prepared for what they're experiencing, and it can be quite emotional. That's why when we do tours, I stop at the door. I'm like, yo, I can't continually do this, or else it won't have the deep effect that it does, and I don't want to lose that. So I don't always go into the castle on tours. So
now, did she do the whole thing like you do, where you do the slave river,
no,
last bath, and
I don't
everything?
think she. No, I don't think they went to a Tema. So I think it was just to. No, she would have went there. Oh man, should have been changed. Should have been. There would have been some policy changes in America had she been to a Tema. So I'm telling you.
I like that part of your tour. I think that is a really good way to start and finish. Kind of like start there and finish at the door of no return. Is just like.
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a slave river walk in the Tema, so that we do before we go to the castle, and it sets a mind frame of where people were when they were there, many years ago, and the trek from the slave river walk, or some call it the last bath, and they go to we take the trip to the castle from there, and it's people like, yo, they walked this is
walked
like
all
walk
that
this
distance, right?
Yeah, with all these conditions. And
you were like taken aback that the river has flecks of gold in it.
There's flakes of gold in the river. You're just, walking through, you can see all the gold in the river. You're like, whoa, this is crazy. But then it gives you, again, the understanding of what the colonizers were here for.
Yeah. So I think.
And why they're still here.
Well, so I think that is a very I think it's a very interesting full circle experience. But I wish you would have done the whole, that would have been cool to see her go through the whole bookend experience. But she did get kind of she ain't ready for all that.
No, she would have left with a whole new first man. She would have went through all. I better stop, y'all.
Better stop.
It changes you.
It does. You were very moved by your first trip.
My first trip there was
even your second trip.
I was not prepared. Yep.
Yeah, I give you that one. Latanya, thank you. Alex, don't forget we're wearing the matching attire because we are in support of Hopesetters today.
Yes. Otherwise, we don't do this.
We're not like that.
We're not
that couple at
Six Flags couple. Well, that's not us.
Say that.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm gonna make you do it just one time. Just be like, baby, let's match.
I want to see you go out with it. Like, yeah, okay, come on, let's go. I was just joking.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Alex, hey, how are you doing from Columbus, Ohio? Melissa's
shirts are nice.
I
Firewall. Like the blue there.
I do. It's a very nice blue.
Yeah.
Firewall wants to know, is autism a major issue in Ghana and in Africa?
Major issue? I think it's a major issue because it's not addressed properly.
Oh, that's an interesting take on it. Yeah. I mean, there's no special education here. So if you have a child or a relative with a disability, they are kind of unseen.
Yeah, you talk about things that fall through the cracks. Well,
yeah,
that is something that falls through the cracks here.
Definitely. So show it off. Kwame says, hey.
Hello, Kwame.
Melissa says, hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Bill says, watching from Florida.
Hey, Florida.
We're not sure about y'all down there. Is everything okay? Blink once if you're safe.
It just connected about Florida. I'm like, Florida, yeah. Florida's just, wow, there's a whole bucket of something right now.
Oh, goodness.
Greetings from Texas. All right. Leon, how you doing?
Yes. Nerdy Girl Travels. Hello.
Hey, Leon, if you're like tomorrow when you're out, go have some brisket and take a picture of yourself eating some brisket I
Don't do that
posted
to
to the
him.
Facebook group just to tease me.
Please don't do that to him.
Yeah.
Don't do that to him.
There's a barbecue, Ghana Barbecue Association here. I'm like, what is this about? So I'm gonna research this and see what their barbecue is like, just to see if anybody's like.
I love how
doing
you
brisket.
said research.
Yeah.
Research. Okay. Trina, hey, what's up?
Trina Weathersby, that's one we see all the time. So hey.
Yes. A to the B says dynamic duo. Charlotte
North
in the house.
Carolina.
Okay, so here's a good first question, Tony.
Okay, what is a
Blackitude?
It's like you know how what is it, the Karen in America is like the black version of that, the Kanisha.
That's where you just okay, so is it an uppity, is it a bougie, or is it just unaware? Is unaware the best? Unwoke?
It's a little bit of all of those.
All of that?
It's a mixture of all of those.
Okay, so well, give me an example of Blackitude that you've seen here in Ghana. Go ahead and give me like one, not the major one. Just give me like an example underneath.
Wow, I don't have my notebook here with me. I'm supposed to have my notebook here with me, and it's not far. I can go get it. But this whole thing that Ghana is somehow supposed to change just because Black Americans were invited and they're coming here. It's like people are expecting, Ghana, since you invited us, we're coming. You got to change.
I mean, they did put out an invitation. Like when you open the door, you invite in all kinds of people. There's no way to regulate what you're going to get. So,
okay.
You have to be capable of receiving all of that.
Yeah. I totally understand that. However, now this is where my real fam gonna come in and they're gonna support me. We all have family. We all have cousins, aunties, uncles. Well, most of us have, I wouldn't say there's some single people. I don't know. People without
just
family.
keep going.
Anyway, we all know cousins and aunties, and some cousins can invite me to their house, and you know what? I will more than likely be the first or second person there. Right?
I know them aunties. They can cook.
Yeah. Well, see, there you go. Then I got some family members that, they may invite me to come over for whatever reason. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then the next day I call, like, yo, something came up. Sorry.
I hope they're not watching because now you're giving away your secrets. Why don't you go?
We're all family here. We're going to keep it real. So the thing is, I know what I'm getting when I go to these places. And the problem with coming to Ghana is if you're coming here to move, you need to understand what you are getting when you come here. So yeah, they invited you. Yeah, they opened the door. Yes, absolutely. Did you do your research on the place that's opening the doors to you? And a lot of people are coming here not doing their research and then leaving with this blackitude or getting here with this blackitude of, they frowning up at everything out. Here, they look at the menu. Oh, what is this? Cabbage with that? I'm like, yo, just order the food how it is, And it's like, how things are here are not how they are in the States, especially when it comes to food. Albeit I'm a food head, so food is different. So when you get a menu and you don't see Western foods or something like that, and then you get, oh, do you have this? Do you have that? None of what you're asking for is on the menu, and people look at you like, oh no, please. Oh, sorry, no, please. Sorry, no, please. And it's like, yo, you see any of what you asking for the menu? Because I'm looking at my menu like, maybe I'm missing something. But just like, yo.
That is irritating as heck. Cannot allow to curse. But we went to a restaurant like a week ago. We went out to eat. It was good. We went on a date. We went on a date, y'all. We went on a date. It was like, I'll have this and this. Oh, no. It was like, I'll have this. And they're like, ooh, madam, let me check. She came back. She's like, no. Okay, how about this? So you're saying I have a Blackitude?
No. No, not that. Not like that, no. But you have understanding that, oh, okay, I get it, right? You know.
I know.
Yeah. But the people are coming here, they don't know. We try to tell them.
So you're saying Blackitude is maybe not as much about being
Black?
Right, but maybe not having a good set of expectations before you
No,
come.
it's your attitude.
It's the attitude with it?
Yeah. It's like the new Karen thing, everybody Karen. It's like the Kanisha. Stop coming here being Kanisha.
Okay. So let's jump in and get in those comments again and see kind of what's up.
Okay, and I'm gonna. There's more to this. So.
Well, yeah. Well,
so
we're just
getting
started.
Yeah. It's getting deeper. It's just okay. So I received who is this? Mark. I received my most reliable, up-to-date news in Ghana from you guys. Keep up with it. We appreciate that. Thank you.
The motorway is looking real bad. I don't understand what's going on.
Doom stores is going on right now. They got rolling blackouts everywhere, all around.
Upgrading the system.
Oh, and it's not even the electrical. It's the gas.
Yeah,
they're doing something with that.
We didn't know if we were gonna have electricity tonight because it's like they don't give you the schedule. They're like, so we're gonna be doing them from 5 to 11. You're like, what neighborhood?
No, they put it out, but then you're like, man, they put 1,000 neighborhoods. They bunch them all together. You don't know.
Everybody knock on wood right now that the lights don't go out while we're talking. Anyway, what is the other big news? Kamala Harris was here. Spike Lee was here. That was kind of a bigger thing.
Oh, expect Spike Lee to come back. There was an issue with him being here with the Ghana.
What is it, like the entertainment?
Movie industry, Ghana movie industry, and they were like, "Hey, how come you doing thing with the Ghana movie industry?" And he's like, "Yo, I didn't know about it. I knew about Nigeria and a couple other places, and then the Ghana movie industry were like, yo, we tried to reach out to him, and we were told he was too busy. So
I mean, he's a busy guy.
Yeah. So I think that missed opportunity of him being able to see what's happening with movies and things happening here in Ghana will get him to come back because he didn't get to see the first time or talk to anybody the first time. So expect that guy to come back. He's coming back.
We'll see how that all works out.
He's going to come back with an entourage.
The exchange rate is at 11.2 on its way down. The IMF has not completed the bailout, and grocery prices are insane right now.
Still crazy, man.
Still crazy. Insane. Like
still
nothing that went up came back down.
However, Easter's on the way next week, and we're about to party. I'll be there. I'm still thinking I'm gonna go to Quahu just to be like, yo, I made it. I'm here.
I don't even doubt it. Melissa says, nah, I'm black. LOL. We must have made a funny joke about that one. What'd you say? Mike is here from Portland. Did y'all ever consider South Africa?
No.
Why not? Because of whatever that face means. You'd like to visit, though? Would you visit?
I'll go visit. Oh, yeah.
Or is it not like at the top of the list?
No, I want to go visit. I want to go to Joburg and, chill out there.
Just so you can say you were in Joburg, huh?
Yeah, so I can sing a song.
Bless you both. I have visited the country and love the people and the culture and the land. Yes. You have to do that with an open heart and an open mind.
Yeah.
I'm back in the U.S., coming back in October. Hope to see you when I'm back from Winifred. Wait, she's in the U.S.?
Oh, hey, Winifred.
What? October?
October? Hey, October, I'll be partying up in a Brie in October. Oh,
Yeah,
catch me. I'm be. Ooh.
Dr. Linda says, hi from Houston, love the shirts. Yes,
well,
y'all don't
you.
forget,
Dr.
if
Linda,
you give any super chats or anything, all the money will go to the Hopesetters Autism School. So if you'd like to make any donations, we will take them there tomorrow for their walk.
Yep.
Kwame says, many Africans were taken from the northern region and had to walk down to the castles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and wait, go back to that.
Yeah, it's still on there.
Down to the
so-called castle. Sorry, I did not phrase that correctly.
Well, what do you call them? Dungeon. See, a lot of people know the word.
Yeah, they don't like the word of it. I still contend.
Castles have dungeons, so it's not just a dungeon.
No, that's not even the thing of it. It's like when you see that above where they stored human people, they built ballrooms and chapels.
It's a castle.
It's like, no, y'all built legit a castle on top of the suffering of other people. Like, I know people want to call it the dungeons, but they didn't. The whole place is not a dungeon. They built their castle on top of the suffering of others.
Yep.
Bill wants you to know that things are not okay. He can't blink twice. And
yeah, Bill. We'll send some people to help you, bro.
We're very.
We'll activate the Wakanda squad.
What was the code you came up with on the last live?
I can't 75 double black.
75 double black, y'all.
Yeah. I would still get that on the shirt.
Anyway.
All right, Antonio Rodriguez. Tony, I remember how I told you about my wife, Diana. She told me about certain signs, how she was feeling. Told her about
ulcer, that's not good.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
She needs that Ghana life to bring it down a little bit, right? Bring the stress down. Maybe. Somebody says they want to go, Antonio wants to go get Ghana barbecue with you.
Yeah, come on,
worried.
Bro. Yeah.
Be like, if you drive up and you don't see any dogs in the neighborhood, I have to get the COVID shot. Poet wants to know if they need the Ghana shot to get in.
A COVID shot.
A COVID shot. Ghana shot.
No, you don't. You just need a negative test. And that's that.
No, that is not true. Then they'll vaccinate you on arrival if you don't have your vaccine.
No, they don't. No, they aren't.
They're still not
doing
it?
So no burgers. There's Ghana's and burgers. Burgers in Ghana. They're just different. They're very lean. Very, very lean.
Melissa said they invited the Pookies and the Ray Rays too.
Yeah, you know what? They did, but they don't act like the Kadishas.
Yeah.
The Pookies and the Ray Rays be like, yo, this is too lit for me to act like anything other than this is too lit.
They just roll with it.
I know, right? And
they roll with it.
They and the Pookies and the Ray Rays, I enjoy hanging with them because how they roll with it, I'm like, yo, y'all having too much fun. Y'all not going back, huh?
Does that make you a Pookie or a Ray Ray? Anyway, hi Janelle, how are you? Anto agrees with you, Tony.
Yeah.
Black America was invited for the money grab, so let's not get it twisted.
I don't know if I'm gonna say for the money grab, just for the money grab. Because somewhere along the way, someone's like, yo, man, we need our people back. And they got money.
Okay, all right. I'm like, don't leave it out there like that.
And they got money.
Be ready. Blackitude is a byproduct of our environment.
Yeah.
Blackitude assumes that there are no Africans that want better for their country and people. And I have to agree with that. So this is where we almost had an argument in the car on date night. Because I was like, people have a Blackitude. The Americans that you're claiming have a Blackitude are not wrong. There are Ghanaians here who also don't like some of the things that we were talking about. So I'm going to come back to this comment because I think that you're right on this one. Leave that up there just to...
Well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's finish.
Firewall says Tony is right. It's like a Karen because we Black Americans live with a white supremacist within a white supremacist system, and it rubs off on us sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
yeah, the attitude. You know what I'm talking about. That it's coming.
All right. Melissa's worried about
Lord.
burgers and Ghana. No burgers.
No, they're burgers here. They're burgers.
Tony and I like your topic tonight. I didn't really know what that meant. I believe we should be open to everything and be willing to make adjustments. Yes.
Yeah.
Having the expectation of something without doing proper research. That is your big thing.
Really hurting people coming here.
Kwame says that he agrees. He doesn't think that there are a lot of people doing research and they're rushing to Ghana and to Africa, and then they're upset when it's not how they want it to be. But that's not the only thing. Like, and here's where you're a little bit different in what you think. You think that they come and it's not what they anticipated, but it's that extra thing of wanting to then vilify Ghana for not being different or not trying to do something about it. I think that's where that's like that extra step beyond, right? Because they're like, why aren't y'all trying to change this? We should change it. Let's change this. And you're like,
see, now you open the door. Now I can start.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so there was a comment.
Here it comes, Kwame.
in our Facebook group, and it went something like this. Expats in Ghana make excuses for the corruption, and this is the wrong way. I need to put.
He's about to go in. You forgot your little notebook, dear.
I forgot my notebook, so I'm a little unprepared here. I ain't gonna lie. You know, we family. I took a nap before because I was with the boys and we were swimming earlier, and I was tired. They wore me out.
Leo at bedtime came and he said, is it bedtime yet? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, can you come put me to bed? Because I'm tired. Like,
I'm telling you.
So you must have had a good time.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm gonna read the
Firewall
comment.
says, think of Liberia. Oh, I was just
okay. Here we go. The comment says, many expats make excuses for Ghana's corruption. This is the wrong approach. Point it out when you experience it. Only the light will force change. And it got like a bajillion comments after. So many expats make excuses for Ghana's corruption. Me being an expat here in Ghana, I want to say I don't make any excuses for any assumed corruption here. What I do is understand that I'm coming to a country that is very different from where I was. And I've made several trips coming here, some lengthy trips to understand what I was getting myself into. So when somebody says something about corruption and we have to point it out and we have to call it out, I'm like, well, you know, I was just in a country where there was so much corruption, that just how it was corrupt. It was, everything about this country was corrupt.
Wait, what country was it?
I'm coming from the US. Yeah. They're like, yo, dude, are you serious?
People don't see that as a corrupt system, though.
And that's the thing. In America, we've just become so accustomed to.
It's like when you go nose blind, like the commercials.
It's like corruption that we don't even consider it to be corruption anymore. It's not.
It's so systemic, you don't even notice it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you notice when the police officer flags you down on the side of the road and asks you for a bribe, or when you get charged extra because you are a brony. That never happens to you? Is that just me? Okay.
I don't pull that one on me.
So is it corruption or is it bribery?
So
because something like is it the same thing?
Well, if it's bribery, then it's corrupt. So same thing.
I mean, I was a little salty this week. We had to go get something done, and the person that we've been working with moved on up or out, and so it was a new person. And before the new person would start to do any of the work on the thing that is their job to do,
the informal payment first.
Actually said it to you out loud.
Whoa, dude! You're
the informal payment first. I was like, what does that mean?
I knew it was coming, but Like, yo, man.
But not even to like hide it, wrap it up in a little bow, or make
the informal payment first, please.
So when you see that as an expat, are you supposed to? Let's play this out as two different situations. The informal payment, please, and you play it out with your Blackitude. What does that mean?
Coming to Ghana is going to cost two things: money or time. Money or time. Which do you have the most to lose, money or time?
I don't want to lose either one.
I know.
You don't even say it like this. You say it, you've told me this a million times. It's going to take your time or it's going to take your money. Which one would you rather waste, your time or your money?
See, I can make more money. I can't make up that time.
Okay.
I can't get back 5 hours of my time going back and forth, jump through hurdles. Well, it take me 20 minutes to jump through one hurdle and move on.
But that's annoying. He is there to do a job, and you went to him to do his job. And before he would do his job, he wanted you to pay him for the job he's already getting paid to do.
And I understood going into the office, hey, I'm about to cough up something that I shouldn't cough up. But you know what? Things are going to move like this when I do.
Okay, so you're saying you had the expectation that this was what was going to happen. And you think that it's a Blackitude to say, not only should it not happen, but I should call it out when it happens and say, excuse me, sir, don't your boss pay you for the job that you're already supposed to do? Why am I giving you this? Or say you're not going to give it to you. Look at you, like literally biting. You see him? He's actually biting it.
No, I'm just listening very patiently.
Is that the Blackitude? Because there's Ghanaians in Ghana who don't think that, like, they don't like that system.
I know, and it's up to them to change it. This is their system. We're coming into their system. As much as I feel like this is my home, there are some things that remind me once in a while that I am a visitor here. And this is my, how can I call it? My adopted home, I
don't know what you're going to say.
But I understand that, I'm not as somebody in the, what they say.
So basically you're saying, even though you're here, and people assume all the time that you are actually the Ghanaian and not me.
Yeah.
But then you don't still feel like you're in the right to change a place where you are a guest. That's like going to visit somebody else in their house and be like, your pantry look messed up. Can we alphabetize this or something? You can't do that.
Yeah. Who does that? Who does that?
Tanisha. She'd be like, your pantry's messed up. We got to do something about that.
There you have it.
Okay. All right. I kind of get where you're going with it.
Okay.
Kwame says he thinks you definitely should come and see Ghana first before you.
Right.
Apple says she's visiting Ghanaian restaurants in the States to adjust to the food before her first trip.
Yeah. I tell you what you do is you just take like a spoonful of cayenne pepper with every meal. That will help you adjust to the food here.
Well, you had somebody come in and they were like, can I get the jollof with less spice? And
I was like, so you just want the white rice?
I didn't understand. How do you think they're going to go make that in the back for you?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, just
white rice.
So white rice.
Yeah. Janelle says it's crazy how people will adapt to cultures, but always complain about Africa. And Anto says, but they're content
with how the U.S. Exactly. I wasn't content with how, because the corruption there is targeted, and it's targeted to a group of people, to oppress a group of people. That's how I see the corruption there. So I just feel like the corruption here is like
is it just a group of people or also a class of people?
Combination.
Okay.
But I feel like the corruption here is it's an opportunity, it's equal opportunity oppressive event, They like, hey, we get everybody.
Your gender, your creed, your religion, whatever it is, we still gonna take your money.
Yeah, I felt like over there it was a little more targeted. So,
but it was. I mean, like it's not targeted at the top 1%. Everybody else
well,
fair game.
I think anybody who went into that office yesterday
was asked for the
hey. Informal payment first, please.
Informal payment first. Wow. Connie says that's everywhere. That's the deal when I'm in Germany.
Yeah. I just don't think, and this is me, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out there, that Black Americans travel enough to places to understand what they're really seeing. Like on my Facebook feed, something that was happening in Haiti, and what just happened in Haiti? The president, I don't know whatever just happened in Haiti like 2 weeks ago. It wasn't good. It wasn't a positive story. And somebody said, I was just in Haiti there on a cruise. I can't believe that. And I was like, you weren't in Haiti if you went to a cruise and they stopped in Haiti. You did not go to Haiti. You did not go to Mexico. If you went on a cruise and you I went to Mexico and I was at the resort. That's not Mexico. That's not Mexico. You didn't go to Jamaica if you didn't go to Kingston. You didn't go to Jamaica if you just went to the beach resorts. That ain't Jamaica. You know, if you didn't feel like at some point your life was in jeopardy,
come on,
you didn't go to Jamaica. I'm telling you, because you go to Jamaica and you be like, hey man, you know what them brothers like, hey man, hey, I'm just saying. Your experience at a beach resort is not you visiting that country. It's not. Your experience at a beach resort is you went to a beach resort. You drive through Juarez, Mexico, and then tell me you've been to Mexico. Don't tell me you've been to Cancun. I've been to Cancun. I've been to Mexico. No. You can see Juarez from the border too. Ain't nobody going to Juarez. So I don't think we travel enough and experience the places we travel to get the full experience, to get the full enlightenment of what is happening there. So when people come to Ghana, and this is where I take issue with some YouTubers on Ghana, is they don't show the good and the bad. And that's the thing, is they only show the good. They don't show the bad. People get here and they think Ghana is all these luxury hotels. Ghana is all these luxury apartments. And then they get to the real world and they're like, yo, Ghana is not fully developed yet. I'm like, no, it's not. And we tell people Ghana is a developing country. So you come here, expect to see, like, hey, for instance,
for instance, you had people who were in drinking all kinds of water before you were about to go out on a day trip. I was like, yo, there are no bathrooms.
And then we get to the bathroom and it was just a room and it was a tiled room, right? And see, I'm telling y'all about Ghana now.
Sorry.
See, you're not go find another YouTuber that's gonna tell you about what I'm about to tell you right now. You go find, ain't gonna be one. So you get to Ghana and they say, oh yeah, there's a washroom there, right? So you go to the washroom and there's like no toilets around. There's just a tiled room. And you're like, what the heck? There's not even a hole in the floor to go in, right? A little at one of the walls, and there'll be a tilt to go into one of the walls, right? On the ground, the ground is tilted and everything is tiled.
You don't scare people.
And then that's, you just go and pee on the floor and all the pee goes into where that crack is in the wall, and there's a drain or something there. But yeah. So that's how the washroom was, or some washrooms are, when, you're on the road, or just some people houses have washrooms. Like
yeah, I know.
I breathe. So I can tell you, there are things here that you have to come and experience to know what you're getting into for like longevity here.
Yeah. And please, ladies, use the restroom before you go and stop drinking water when you're about to leave.
Yeah, just get yourself some like coconut water, get yourself hydrated properly. But hey.
And then stop.
Hey, and I see people with them every I hour they got 1 or 2 down in them waters. I'm like,
Ooh, it's not gonna be good.
you better stay close to the big places.
Yes.
See you on the side of the road by the bushes.
Not gonna see me on the side of the road next
All
to the bushes. Sorry. So A to the B says, Tony, you're so right. I have a friend that always turns her nose up and complains about her food. She's afraid to bring her to Ghana because she would probably embarrass her.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, it's like, you know, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah. What advice would you give someone who is a senior woman traveling alone to Ghana this year?
Well, I don't know what senior is.
Do you know, I actually have, and this is not just for senior women, it's for anyone who's planning a visit. You're going to walk more on uneven ground than you do in the States. Does that make sense? I feel like people come and they're like, they want that, like, here's the place we're going to, and we're going to drop you off right at the front door. And you're like, well, there's no right at the front door here, so we have to drop you here, and then you walk the rest of the way. Yeah. Like, there's more of a walking culture here, so you have to be prepared to walk a little bit more.
Yeah, you know, you see, the ladies is that's why I like Sundays here. Is because the ladies wear heels on Sundays going to church. Other than that, they're in flats, walking everywhere in these flats.
You should see them in the heels. I'm like, don't walk down. Are you okay?
Yeah. So I mean,
if you're in Accra, if you're in the city, like city center, even then it's a little. But you know, okay, if you're planning on traveling outside of Accra at all, you have to be prepared for walking a little bit more.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know, seeing wrong. Come stay with us, and we have a host and go out with you if you feel like, you know, you're insecure about going out by yourself, something like that. Come stay with us.
We have a girls trip coming up too. When is that girls trip coming up? I have to put it up there on the screen because I don't even remember. It's here somewhere. Where is the girls trip? Oh, there it is. August 2nd through 9th. Guys trip is June 7th through 13th.
I'm looking forward to the guys trip.
But girls trip 2nd through 9th. If you are traveling alone and you want a group of ladies to travel with, join the girls group. The information is available at the website. So let's get back to talking about this Blackitude.
Okay. Well, there's some more comments.
Oh wait, let me get through these.
Okay, you go and then I'm gonna.
I just want to get through a couple of these. Gotcha Man is saying, glad to hear that autism is being discussed and addressed in Ghana. I don't know if that is a good. Is that a good summary of it's not being discussed and tested and addressed? It's just there happens to be a very wonderful woman who runs a center, and that's how it's being addressed in this specific area.
That's her calling, and we support it.
Yeah, so I don't know that it's a countrywide initiative, but at least there are folks out there who recognize and are willing to do something about that. So just as a reminder, if anybody wants to do super chat or give any donations while we are on our live, it will go completely to the Autism Center here in Tema, just raising a little money for Autism Awareness Month. That starts tomorrow. How is Citizenship going? I'm going to have a video on it because I finally made some progress. So now I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, and we're going to keep going because it has been 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. Okay. You're saying that somebody else has been in Ghana for 2 years and they already got their citizenship and they're 100% American and not related to any Ghanaians. I'm telling you, it's just
got money. They pay real
time or money. I should have picked the money.
Because how do you do that so quickly
how?
in 2 years?
It's been taking.
Hey, you know, that's like in the States. You know, how did that guy get that you know, that phantom? You know, and got to work at it.
Mark says
next
stop. Next time he's in Accra, he says he's going to arrange for you to do a pickup because you like pickups.
Yeah.
He hasn't been back since before COVID. Totally different place since before COVID.
Yeah.
I just have to say that.
Yeah.
Truth Serum says they agree with the Facebook comment.
Oh, really?
That you have to shine the light. And do Americans, those same people, call out the corruption in the U.S.?
Yeah. Well, that was one of the comments under the post. How did you fight corruption in the U.S.? So how did people fight corruption in the U.S.? How do you do that? But you come here and you can make all these complaints about what's happening. But how did in the U.S. How did they even fight corruption in the U.S.? How is
Voting.
that fight going?
You vote.
You vote. Mm.
Okay, so Melissa says, what part of Ghana is the B&B located? Thinking of booking, it is in Tema.
Yeah.
And Tema, Maine, not like 25 out far. It's in the closer section of
really
Tema.
Close.
On Blackitude, when I lived in Kenta District, I had to check my privileged. They called them white foreigner. And I understood how they saw me. I had to get real humble real quick.
Yeah, you see, I like that.
But that's somebody who recognizes. I think what you're saying is part of that Blackitude is like you hold on to that attitude, and is it righteousness?
Mm.
Is that a word for it? Is it a little bit of like my way's right and you are wrong?
Okay, I'm going to tell you a situation that happened to me like 3 weeks ago, something like that. Oh, and I felt real bad too because I can't remember these people. I did get spotted this week or this month, right? It was like earlier in the month. I didn't take the names of people. It was like informal introduction. So I was at the airport Burger King, and I'm a very impatient guy sometimes. And I go and make my order, and it was a basic order. And I had noticed that like a couple people who ordered after me started getting their things. I'm like, yo, yeah. Where's my stuff? And they're like, oh, they didn't even begin to make it yet. So it's okay. I'm under a time crunch, so I need to get my money back so I can go. Oh, no. I'm like, look. So a couple more orders come up. Neither is mine. So now I'm upset.
You're messing with a man.
Right now I'm upset because it's very hard to get a refund here.
You know? Oh, once they take your money,
that's it. So my thing was, I was like, you know what? See you later. Gotta go. Can't be late. And I didn't make a big scene. I wasn't like loud or anything like that. But you can tell I was upset that people behind me kept getting their orders, and I noticed what happened. There was a group of mixed people that came in, and I had noticed that when this group came in, one of the cashiers opened up and were really helping this group out. And I was like, I didn't like that. Because maybe 80% of this group were Caucasian. And I was like, hey, I didn't like that. When I started seeing all these people getting theirs before me, I was like, yo, I don't know how y'all run things here, but I don't like it. And I don't have to do business with you. So for that, you got my money. You're not giving me a refund. I'm out. And I left.
I hate when you do that. Like all they did was it's like they profited without doing the work. No more time for you though, huh? You're like, that's it.
Mm-hmm. It was going to cost me time or money, and I couldn't be late because I was on my way to pick up somebody from the airport, and I don't ever want to be late for those. So I had to walk away from that money, and see, it's going to cost you money or time. So it was going to cost me time to sit there and wait, which was going to cost me money eventually because I'm be late for something that I'm trying to make money on. So I had to make a decision. What was I prepared to lose? So the way that could have went, I could have been tripping up in that Burger King, making a scene and all, but I understood what the situation was. And it's an unfortunate situation. I know a lot of people, when they come here, they see that happen, that somebody may get preferential treatment. And you're like, yo, I was here already, and you breaking your neck to help the person, but I see. Just look, don't do that with me, because I'll point it out, and the way I deal with it, I'm done with you. See you later. Yeah. So
So
is that me not understanding the culture here? No, I understand the culture here. And I understand there's some people who are like that, some people who are not. And I'm filtering those who are not like that and doing business with them. And the ones who are like that, where I'm like, hey, you're just
see, now I
not
think it's very interesting because
what I want to do business with. And
I
move
know
on.
Ghanaians who would have been in the same situation, loud about getting what they paid for.
But the percentage of those people is smaller than the percentage of people like, yo, look, man, whatever. I'm just
Nobody else is walking away without the food.
That's me.
Man, listen.
See, you're on GMT here, so most I'm, they like, hey, I was gonna be late anyway. I'm just gonna be late. So
Okay.
they're not gonna walk away from the food or the money, but that's they.
Okay, all right, we got you at that one. Kwame says there's corruption in Europe as well.
Oh, of course.
And Joseph says every country is corrupt, but African corruption deprives the masses of the basics of life: no water, electricity, roads, equipped hotels, or schools.
Man, that sounds like what the States.
Oh,
No water, Flint, electricity, or roads. Hell, that's half of America. Equipped hospitals or schools. Man, are you serious? You go to a county hospital. I'd rather go to Corleone. They're on the same level. I'm being serious here.
Enigmatic says it's not fair to compare U.S. systems and Ghana systems. And again, it's saying the same thing as you. Mississippi doesn't have water in many areas, and there are many corrupt stories coming from there on a daily.
Yeah. It's like you're leaving the States where the corruption carries a different name, and you're coming here and it's like, oh, you want to point out all the corruption here. But it's like, you don't say nothing about the place where you're coming from. You don't do anything about the corruption there. But yet you want to come here and you want to point everything out here.
So that's the Blackitude for which you speak.
You want to point everything out here.
In Ghana, it's not corruption, it's thieves. Corruption will do something, thieves give nothing.
See, this here's one of the comments. It says, thank you. I find that many weirdos that make excuses for this, and there are some even in this group that usually selfish and have hidden agendas, expose everything that is not right. Many Black ascendants that came to Africa on a spiritual ancestral call did not come to support or be part of the foolishness. Well, it's like, it's here.
You know what's really interesting is like, although you've come on a spiritual call, the rest of the people around you just trying to hustle through their daily life. Like they're not on a spiritual journey. They're on a day-to-day. That's like when you go to New York and, everybody's commuting on the train and like moving around and then you get like a patch of tourists and they want to walk slow and like, stand around and look. You're like, people are trying to do things here.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what that feels like a little bit. Like you yourself are on a spiritual journey. But that doesn't mean that everyone around you is along for that same journey. That's very interesting. Interesting. Mm-hmm. All right. A to the B says, I agree with Io. It's a bribe, better known as corruption. Yes. Using the example of going to someone else's home and telling them how it should look is not the same thing. Okay, that's good. But Black Wisdom says, if you go into someone's home and the activities of that home affect your well-being and livelihood and or happiness, then you have the duty to speak on it. If someone came into my house and told me that they thought I was doing it wrong,
I'd be like, yo, the entrance door is also the exit door.
I mean, yeah, I think that there's a lot to be said in that. I don't think any of us would take lightly to someone coming in and telling us we should do it like they do it. Someone coming into the house and being like, no,
that's a Blackitude.
So it's interesting. Black wisdom is agreeing and saying that if you go into someone's house and you see that they are doing something detrimental, it's your responsibility to speak up. Interesting.
You know,
I mean, it's interesting because the psychology doesn't back that up. Like what research tells us is that for the most part, people don't do that. They don't take that initiative to go into someone else's space and tell them that they're wrong unless they have either established a close relationship or personally witnessed something that so atrocious that they feel like they can't, and they were the only one. Because if they see it in a group of people, then they are also not likely to speak up.
Great comparison. Was that last year or the year before I went back to the States? Went to the house, saw the neighbor. Our kids played with his grandkids. They were in and out of his house all the time, right?
Y'all, all
I went back after living next to the guy for a while, left the States, went to the old neighborhood to see, you know, the house, and he invited me into his house. And
what was weird is that's the first time we had been in there since the old people had lived there, which I thought was actually kind of strange. Like our kids had gone over all the time, but we had never been in his house.
Right. So I go into his house and I was thinking, wow, there's some things here I don't agree with. And how dare me to tell this man, I don't agree with what's happening in this house. He should change them.
What did you not agree with, dear?
Well, there was like guns everywhere in his house. Everywhere. Like I came, it was like a shotgun.
Just out.
When you open the door and there's a shotgun in the jamb of the door, and then it's like an AR-15 at the back door. It was a gun on the table. He had a gun on him. I was like, oh, my kid's been coming over here. You got guns everywhere, man.
Where?
So,
would you have said so?
I did not say anything to this man. That wasn't my place, especially the topic. But you know what I did? But you know what I did? I altered something. I said, my kids cannot go there.
Yo.
I can't go there.
But if the crap hits the fan, we knew where to run. That was like,
no.
Yeah, go get
I'm not running there. You're like, yo, something's moving. Take it out.
Okay.
I'm not running there. No,
he's a good friend to
I'm
have.
gonna be yelling over the fence. Yo, Bob, it's me, Tony. Don't shoot.
But we did. It was like, okay, guys, we altered how we did things.
Yeah, so I altered how I interacted with him, and it was like, yo, my kids won't be coming here.
But you didn't tell him that.
Oh, no, I didn't tell him. I just,
yeah.
My kids don't go there.
Yeah, they could play in our driveways in the front yard. We were like, where we can see.
They can't go in this
where
house.
we can see. But we were like, oh, no, that's
so
cool.
You see, yeah, you can go to somebody's house. You can know them and all these other things. But, you know, if you only been in the foyer of their house, you didn't go and step and see that living room, how that living room would look at that kitchen, see what's happening, how they clean that stove, then you really don't know how them people living, right? Okay, think about it. So when you come to Ghana, you know, you need to step into more than just Accra or the developed life, or just expand your travels here.
Hi, I'm Leo. Subscribe right now.
So Scylla Rose says that they're Jamaican-born, naturalized American citizen. Going to Jamaica reminds them of how corrupt Jamaica is. And it's the same thing, time or money. Or if you know somebody in higher places, you can get to them a little bit quicker. Who's in your Rolodex matters.
Absolutely.
Who is in your Rolodex matters.
Okay.
Thousands of Black people travel. Tony, come on now.
Mm-hmm. But how do they travel?
What I thought was funny was it said thousands, and I'm like,
hundreds of thousands, I will hope.
That's it? Thousands? That's like
just thousands. Well, hey, if it's just thousands, then you're making my point.
Yeah, but we, you know, it's interesting because when we travel, we go places sometimes and it's like, I haven't seen some Black people in a
I know
while.
we're like, yo, stick close. I feel like an endangered species right now, you know. It's yeah.
Well, and that's something to be said, right? And not something to be said. So I do think that there's a lack of diversity in places. When Black people do travel, there's a lack of diversity in that. It's like, oh, okay, we're going to go travel. And then where are the choices that we make? Like, I don't know that people are as active at seeking out certain countries as part of that travel. I think that's fair to say, right?
Yeah.
Tony think that most Black people have no clue about how bad colonization affected Africa. And they tend to only focus on the trauma, on the American trauma. And forget that Ghana has only been free since 1957.
I don't agree with that.
Crooks even charge local Ghanaians to get government jobs in Ghana.
I don't know about that, but I'm sure a lot of things have been tried here.
Tish says, so basically the expectation is of camping. No,
absolutely not.
It's not of camping at all.
The expectation should be just watch our videos.
You should use the restroom before you leave. That is the expectation. I like to be pleasantly surprised sometimes.
Pleasantly surprised.
I like, the last place that I had to use the public restroom, I was like, look, it looks very clean. There was toilet paper. I was very happy. I sat down on the toilet seat and almost busted my ASS. The seat wasn't attached. It just, I didn't tell you about that, but it was like, whoa, oh my God.
Yeah, like, oh, you gotta work with this one. Oh, wow.
I thought it was okay to sit. It turns out you gotta hover that one. It was, I didn't tell you about that when I came out, but I almost busted myself right out. So it's more than camping. Yeah. It's more than camping.
It's camping with a twist.
Gotcha, man. It says
a twist and a slide.
Gotcha, man says you can have more expectations than camping, but it's definitely not the U.S.
Right. It's not.
But that's it. It's not.
It's not the U.S.
And as much as you see that there are really posh restaurants and awesome nightclubs and, fancy cars and nice hotels, like, it's still not. I was just watching a video and they made a place we've been to before that was like, meh. They shot that Joker. It looked beautiful. I was like, wow. Wait,
I want to go there. Wait, I've been there.
And it was like,
is this from when they first opened?
They had some very good pans because it was not that place that they showed. So, that is all. Ghana is still a developing country where the people are happy living without guns and killing each other all the time.
I applaud Ghana for that.
I know. And by the bushes is how nature intended it to be. Well. Maybe.
Yeah.
The project management book of knowledge says it's customary to pay under the table fee, and it's a courtesy as well as a custom.
Well, see, there you go. I like that. There was one other comment that
you're gonna pull back up. I know it's just Kat says bring gifts.
Lots of gifts.
Bring lots of gifts and announce in advance that you have these gifts. Good pointers.
No, don't do that because everybody in the office is gonna be at work that day. Like, you got gifts? Oh, I'm calling. Hold on a second. Hey, yeah, the foreigner here, he got gifts today. You need to come in. Call Uber right now.
If you didn't feel at some point that your life was in jeopardy, you haven't visited the country, they're laughing out loud at you. Funny but true, felt it in Thailand and in Japan, which is interesting because people would not usually assume that.
You see, when I traveled in the United States and I would go to different cities, new cities I had not been to before, I would always look up where I could not go. And people are like, what does that mean? Like, MLK Drive, I cannot go.
Of danger, or where you couldn't go because you were Black?
Well, both. Sometimes me being Black was danger.
Okay.
So
just trying to.
Well, some cities like, oh, don't go anywhere near MLK. You're like, okay, great. And then some places like don't go anywhere after 6 at night. You're like, okay, excellent. You really need to know that one.
Well, so Chris Rock made that joke in his last special about asking where to buy the crack. And you did not think that was a funny joke, but it's the same thing finding out how the city, the lay of the land. Tony's like, that is not what that meant.
Yeah, you just really threw me off. I'm like,
Sorry.
I remember him telling me, I was like, ooh, Chris Rock, man. You said the quiet part out loud, bro.
You said the quiet part out loud. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean,
oh, man.
you know, because a lot of times we travel and we're family, going around to new places, and you know, you want to know, you know, hey, what the crime stats say about this neighborhood where we're going or something like that. So, you know, it's just a matter of knowing where you're going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The difference is Europe never intended for Africa to develop into a true state of independence.
Mm-hmm.
And the intention was to keep Africa
undeveloped and divided.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Gotcha Man says, let's be real, with the internet and YouTube, there's no reason for visitors to be uninformed.
And yet they are.
Yeah.
It's like,
I find that interesting because YouTube just gives you the opinion of the person that's creating the content.
Right.
Just like any other content that you consume, it's through the lens of the creator.
Which could be slanted.
I've watched some videos. I watch videos all the time and I'm like, where are they? And I know they're here. I can see where they are. And I'm like, it does not.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't compare Hong Kong to Ghana. Britain had China breathing down its back. If they moved against people wrong, then there were no slave shipped all over the world. They were comparing Hong Kong because of its recent release from British rule, from colonial rule. Yay! BLW, my son has autism's blessing. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Yes. Any money that's given, we will take to the Autism Center as a donation. Autism Awareness Week or month starts tomorrow. And I can see we have a couple more here. Sengbei, thank you so much. We will take your donation right on over, and we appreciate that. And
Black Wilson,
thank you.
I really enjoy your channel, and you both provide great advice for those of us planning to visit Ghana. Hey, come visit, come stay with us, man. I'm gonna save my little rant to the end. This is a personal rant.
This is a
personal rant. I'm gonna save it till the end. Yeah.
Anyway.
There was one last thing that I wanted to address in this post, and it was kind of interesting to me because now I won't be able to find it. There was like, if you're in the YouTube group, go. I left this up here because it was kind of interesting. All the things that are being said around this, and I was like, yo, just crazy. It was one about heritage. This is our heritage. How can they do this to us? And I was like, yo. So there's your heritage, huh? So what tribe are you from then? How are you researching your heritage? And is this just your heritage because of ancestry.com or something like that? Or are you coming and saying, hey, yeah, this is our heritage, and I'm finding out about who I am as a person? And when you find out who you are as a person, then you find out that you're part of something here. And if you're part of something here, then you have to accept how things are here. I don't know, I'm about to get some slack from you.
I'm actually going to let people in the comments give you the slack.
How do you feel about that? If you have to acclimate to how things are, where you're going.
So Lisa's comment is, I feel like we need to be careful with how we discuss this. Are you really saying that Black Americans can't react to anything when they're in another country?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying investigate where you're going first. Do your due diligence and research. And then when you have a problem, like something comes up and yeah, I don't know how she's asking me. How you react to
Well, it's
anything?
like,
You can react to things. Just understand how the world sees you.
I think it's very interesting when people come into a space and want it to be done differently. I'm going to say that as like a general, as a general statement, right? I think that if this were a conversation happening in America and we were talking about someone from another state coming in to try to tell us how things should be done, somebody from another country trying to come in and tell us how things should be done, somebody from a different school district trying to come into your school district and tell you, everybody would bristle first. Your first instinct would be like, whoa, that's not how you do it. Just like if you're new to a company, you have to come in and get a lay of the land first.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into a new job and a new, leadership position, a lot of times they'll tell you that first you need to sit back and see how things are done before you come in and start making suggestions or try to change things. First, you have to see what the culture looks like and see what the work culture or the school culture or the climate or the locale, what's it like before you try to make change. Which is why I think it's interesting when people come in and they are like, well, this is messed up. Ghana doesn't do it right. And you're like, well, yeah. So, I think it's an interesting conversation. Is it for you to say Americans can't talk bad wherever they go? Not if it's with the Blackitude, not if it's with this, America has it right, so let me tell you how you should do it here. Because from the outside, America is not without fault. It's not perfect. And so coming with that attitude is kind of like, well, why is your way the right way? We see you all over there.
Yeah.
Look at the news cycle the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. America's like, wow.
Former president.
When you live in the States and you see how the world reports on this thing, you're like, oh, that's where I was living at.
The news cycle is much different outside of the States. I can't stress enough how maybe myopic the news is in America reporting on itself.
Yeah, like the number of mass shootings in America so far this year. Most Americans have no idea what that number is.
Can you imagine? I can't even fathom a Ghanaian school shooting. It's beyond the scope of possibility, I dare say. Do you think that's fair?
There's a joke I want to tell, but it would be very insensitive
to
African people. And
let's not. But I'm just saying that what is now.
But it is funny. I got to tell it.
No, don't.
I want to tell it so bad. It's a borrowed joke.
Okay, if 5 people tell you to tell it in the comments, I'll let you tell it.
Okay, 5 people want to hear this joke.
Please don't type that in there. Let's get a couple of people. Trish says she would have been one of the people speaking up.
Mm-hmm.
They hope it doesn't happen to me. They don't want to deal with the stress of having to dash and make bribes.
But that's just part of the culture, and it's like, let's see.
They want to be here and relax, but you are relaxing. Yeah, that's what it is.
I tell people this, like, to something you said the last time you were in the States and you're driving, the anxiety you had of a police officer being behind you. I don't know. I haven't felt that anxiety in years.
I feel anxiety when I see the goats come. I'm like, I'm coming. That's as bad as it gets.
Yeah. It's like my interaction with police officers and law enforcement here because it's not just police officers. There's immigration and military that we also deal with in our driving and things. So never, no matter how negative that interaction could be, am I ever in fear of my life, or do I have like that anxiety or that fear, like I don't know what's going to happen, or I it's like that thing that, you know, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all black. And if you're not, you've been around some black people and they got pulled over. You're like, oh, damn, this is that stress they talking about. Yeah, that. You don't have that here. And so your approach to law enforcement is different here. And it's easier for me to do a dash or something like that, because it's like, you know what? I understand the situation here. You know, our police officers paid top dollar here? No, they're not. They're actually, you know, they go months sometimes without getting paid. So you come here, understand the culture, then some things are easier to accept. So it's just knowing where you are and what you're getting into. It's real simple. Come on, anybody want to hear this joke yet?
Lisa said, kind of a touche, or sorry, Gotcha Man said, it's kind of a touche subject. When you're putting resources into a foreign country because you move or relocate there, is it okay then to have objections or want to make demands? Because now you're invested. You are part of the society. Why should you not make requests?
Yeah, well, how can I put this? I can't vote here.
You cannot.
I can't hold public office here. I can't work in a governmental job here.
Thank goodness, y'all.
I understood all those things coming here, that my voice is very, very minimal here. So I had to accept how it is here. And there you have it.
There you go.
Still better than where I came from by leaps and bounds. So
Kat is cracking me up over here because she said the last thing she wants to do is travel alone in a group of females. She wants to know when a guy's trip is.
that's in June.
Sorry, that was funny. Amit said, back in the 90s, loved Ghana. Hope they can return.
Yeah, you better come now, because in a year or two, man, Ghana going to be too expensive.
No kidding, right? Yeah.
Ghana's going to be just for the rich people to come here.
No,
I'm serious, man.
It's getting there. Joseph is a Nigerian living in America, and he said, what percentage of Americans do not have running water? Even the homeless shelters have hot showers.
Really?
Wow, that's...
Wait, dude, what homeless? You must be a homeless shelter in like Utah or something where they look out for their homeless.
There are so many different places that are struggling with water, not only to have water, but also to have quality water in the States.
Yeah. Right.
I'm going to challenge you to take time to research that idea. But yeah, okay. Some of the people are making contrarian arguments, and they have not clearly traveled. Their cultural slips are showing. Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, Melissa's laughing. But that we do in Texas. I think I missed a part of the joke. Brian's here. He said he's sorry he missed most of the live stream.
Okay, that's okay. We're on.
All right, I'll scroll down now because I know he's looking to see how many people.
Anybody want to see the joke?
Really bad joke.
You got them.
I'm coming down. I'm hoping that
nobody wants to hear the joke. Great.
Oh, no!
Oh, wait, one person.
Brian says, dying to hear it. That is not a vote. It does not count. Don't.
Come on, just 3 more people.
Tony, tell your joke.
Okay.
Joke. Oh no, you.
So you want to hear what does a drive-by shooting in Africa sounds like? Yeah.
That's the worst joke ever.
I thought it was funny, y'all. Come on, somebody. I just heard them. They fell out their chair laughing at that one. That was a good one. Was it funny or not? Real time. Was it funny? Okay, so all right, that was my little joke. It was a couple years old. I got that from somebody. All right. That was just to break up the seriousness here.
That was your. Okay, you got some folks who are laughing at your joke.
I seen somebody heard it before. See, yeah.
That's terrible.
Oh, the one bullet. No, that was. We gotta say that one for the police stories. You know,
The one bullet joke. That is the joke, right? I can laugh at his jokes and call it. I'm not laughing at the joke. I'm laughing. I'm telling such a bad joke. That's my boo right there. You see, tell bad jokes, and I still love them, and I still laugh just for you. I'm gonna hold this one over you though.
Okay.
For at least a week.
Okay.
Hovering right above.
So.
Okay.
I guess
should we get back to the seriousness of our conversation?
Seriousness.
Or did the joke really kind of kill that vibe?
The joke kind of killed it, but
it did kind of kill that vibe. They're laughing at you.
There was a lot of misinformation along with some of the comments in this post, and I don't want to go through all of that. But what I wanted to get across was: are we going different places and expecting what we're coming from?
So you're saying, like, do you leave America expecting America in other countries?
Yes.
This is not America. For all of the good that implies, and for all the bad that implies. So yeah. It's both things.
Yeah.
It's just both things. And do you think that you should just accept the corruption, bribery, haggling system of being here in Ghana when you're in Ghana? Or do you need to shine a light on it? Call it out.
How do you just shine a light on it? Call it out. How do you do that? You're not in position to do that. So just, I can't say just accept it, because there's some things you just should not accept. You should just not go with the flow and be like, hey, no, this is wrong. But I mean,
I think that would.
You want to move it along, hey.
I think you would have a very unfulfilling experience if you took it upon yourself to call out every incidence of corruption or what you deemed as being. I think that would just make for a miserable stay if every time something bogus happened.
Everything, it's just every day in your face or something like that. That is not it at all.
But like, you would always be unsatisfied, feeling like that's your
coming here
duty.
With this expectation, and then you get this, and it's like, well, you should have this expectation because you did your research, and all of what you're expecting, you research and you understand that's what it is.
I want to reframe that a little bit, because I feel like when you do your research and you understand, your expectations are high because you know what you're coming into and you're excited for that. Like, you are excited for Ghana because you were excited about the people and excited about the environment, like the setting of being here, and excited about how you could embrace your Blackness in a different kind of way, right? Mm-hmm. So that was like your expectation. And so your expectations were high and you were satisfied with what those things were. Mm-hmm. So this is not about not having high expectations. I don't want someone to hear what you said as being lower your expectations.
Right.
It's just like, if you're coming here to have like a Mediterranean high-class 5-star vacation on an African budget of whatever you think that is, like, you're gonna be disappointed.
Especially if you're thinking like an African budget means you're gonna come here and ball out, because man, I'm telling you, a couple years.
It's not at all like
Ghana is going to be too expensive for.
Yeah. I agree with you. Well, so let's bounce back here. Take advantage right now because Tony is trying to get groups here. I feel like this is actually a really important thing. Youth groups, church groups,
frats, sororities,
yes, and
buddies. People don't know each other. They just want to. I just want to go to Ghana. Me too.
I think people should, like, especially Black people, should visit Africa. Like, I feel like that is an important thing.
Yeah.
I think I didn't realize how important it was when I was younger and my dad was making that same claim of like, you need to go to Africa.
And to be honest with you,
stay in Africa for a while.
And to be honest with you, you all need to come to Africa before they put in the history books that Black people live in Africa. It's coming. They're like, hey, ain't no Black people in Africa. Why would you want to go there?
They just changed the history books. That's what's coming next.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't want to come to I mean, like, be real, right?
Yeah.
When we were first having this conversation, you were like, no,
I didn't do my research.
I'm not going there.
I didn't do my research.
So I think it's really interesting, like, how the experience has changed you now, how much you think this should be a part of.
And because everybody's so concerned about this woke culture that, you know, they're not going to tell you about Africa. They're not going to tell you about the development of what's happening here on the continent. They're not going to say anything about that. They're going to keep you in the dark and keep you in the dark and keep you in the dark. And that's where you're going to stay.
Aw, that sounds really sad. I don't like that.
Yeah, because I mean, well, if you look at what's happening in the States with their curriculum, everything is just...
Not everywhere.
Not everywhere, but most places.
No, not most places. I think, you know, we don't get the full news experience. We get the highlight reel. So, you know, it doesn't sound good, though. Just, it doesn't look good.
Well, all I can say on that is they're not going to teach you about you.
We just had people in at the lodge, and they were homeschoolers using the same program that Luke and Leo used to homeschool. And so we were talking a little bit, and one of my first comments was that there is no Black people in that whole damn homeschool program. I'm astonished at how few non-white people are represented in any fashion. And I'm not just talking Black people, Black, brown, just non-white men. It's a little shocking at how underrepresented it can be.
Yeah.
So I see your point. I just don't want to say everybody everywhere. That seems like a lot. Okay.
A lot of people, a lot of places.
If you are in Tema tomorrow, please join us and Hopesetters for the Autism Walk. It is tomorrow morning. They will be walking from TMA and Community 1 to the Elisa Hotel. If you are not the walking type, head over to the Elisa Hotel, sit out by the pool, have a beverage, have some food. We'll be walking and meet y'all there a little bit.
Why do you do like have a beverage? Like, what
I'm
is
just
that
saying,
about?
like,
have a beverage.
I didn't say it like
no, you're like have a beverage. And you
man,
point at me
go
like
all
have
the
a
time
beverage.
over there to have a beverage, and I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, I saw you.
I go for cheesecake.
Have a cheesecake. Was that better? No, it wasn't better.
Who was a Zeb person?
You didn't like that?
I knew a guy named Zeb. Who's Zeb?
Those were some questions that came in.
Oh, okay.
Join the conversation. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think.
So we had a few questions that came in, and we're going to do them now. These will be our speed questions. Are you ready? Zeb says, is there really free land in Ghana? Yes. There's a fee to register that land. But technically, I guess it's free-ish. But it's not anywhere near anything.
No, it's out.
Infrastructure.
It's out.
It's out. So there you go. Susan, are there exemptions for the COVID shot?
Yeah, I know you don't have to have the.
According to the airport's website, currently you do have to have your COVID vaccination, or they will let you have one on arrival. But you're saying they're letting people in? We can't verify that. It is not in accordance with the airport's current regulation.
I'm not trying to get in and out. I'm just here. I'm happy.
How do I become an expat for a year? Oh, is this like your visa? Your visas are only good for you have to leave
Initially,
within a year.
Yeah.
So if you want to come for a year, you'd have to get your visa renewed every 90 days and get that extension. And then after the third renewal,
you have to leave and come back.
You got to go.
But Togo's right there, and you just hop the border and come.
Hop to Togo, yeah. Well, I mean, you need a visa to go to Togo, but yeah, you can do that. 10th man says, do people have electric cars there? Is that a thing?
Come on, man. Next question.
We're hoping we got enough electricity to make it through tonight.
I know. Well, no, it's after 11, so it's 6 to 11, so we have it.
So we made it. Yeah. Thank goodness. Jorka says, any resources for international phone and data plan?
International.
You can use Google Fi, and the link for that is in the show notes, is what we use. And we've been on cruises, and when we get places, we have data. And here as well, we have phone and data. Mm-hmm. So something to check out if you are interested in that. George wants to know how much cash does he need for 3 weeks?
That depends, man. It really does. If you're staying at like the Kapinski Hotel or staying at Airbnb, are you going to be eating out? Are you going to, I don't know what kind of, how much money do you make? How much money would you take on a regular 3-week stay someplace else?
I would say somewhere between $1,000 and $10,000.
Yeah, well, she said.
Revolution wants to know, am I welcome if I'm gay?
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah, I mean, there's no gay in Ghana, but the vice president was here, and I guess maybe there's some wiggle room. That's what they were saying, but like it's not openly, like it's not open.
It is frowned upon here.
Yeah.
With a big frown.
Yeah. Is your husband related to Michael Jordan?
That's my cousin, y'all. I keep telling y'all. No, I don't know that dude. He wishes he wishes he would. Because Mike don't treat his family well.
Joseph threw in a big fat
no
on that one.
What is a no?
I'm assuming
he just said no.
He just said
no.
Is
that Judge O'Brien?
he just said no.
I see that one.
Somebody must have said something about Atlanta being like Ghana. Atlanta's not like Ghana. Sharon says Ghana is not Atlanta. Atlanta is a highly advanced modern city where people across the world came
and flooded.
Yeah, it's not like it's.
Oh no, I get that now. Yeah, no.
It's not like that at all. I worked at a homeless outreach in grad school, part-time in the big city. They had hot showers for the homeless clientele if they wanted them. Many did not. We offered many resources. So Joseph wants you to know.
Joseph, what state, what city? Just curious.
Joseph's going to come down there and tell you. He's coming. Somebody that I think this eye roll is about your joke. I'm going to assume that that's what that is. So thank you, Tyson. Lisa said they hollered at your joke.
That's why.
And JR said facts. Okay, I think that's it to your jokes. You can't call out the corruption. You're a foreigner.
Right. Exactly. And it looks like the Black Americans are the only people who have a problem with it because everybody else come here and they're like, yo, they're Africa. It's Africa too.
Okay, but on the other side of that, like, shouldn't Africa do better?
Yes, Africa should. Africans should want Africa better.
Africans do want Africa better.
But I'm a Black American. I'm not an African American. You're an African.
I'm an African American.
And people don't understand the difference. So
there's a difference. JR says, my question is, why are you coming to Africa in the first place? People,
they just want to come.
Okay, so why
people come? Because they feel like the need. I just gotta. I've seen people spiritual journeys. I've seen people just to come and see.
Yeah.
I've seen people. Hey, I just got.
They want to see the history.
I just want. Yeah. So there's a lot of reasons why people come.
What are your top 3 reasons that Ghana is it for you?
Me personally. Being in a minority makes me feel empowered.
a majority minority.
Yeah,
Which
being
is
in
not
that
even
majority. Yeah, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. That's why I don't like leaving Ghana.
The last time I traveled, it was like I ended up in a place where like I was lecturing, right? I lectured in a room where there was not a single Black person in the whole room. I was like, wow, I didn't see, it was a while. So yeah, that is kind of interesting
I like
dynamic.
being in a place where something go down, I'm like, yo, code 75 double black.
Stop. Okay, give me 2 other reasons why it's Ghana for you. Because you can be majority.
Because I come here, because I'm here, and it. When I say it feels like home, it does, because people will walk up to me and not realize I'm not from here. I'm like, how? They think I'm from here. Oh, wow.
They do all the time.
Wow. Oh, it's a very, very endearing feeling.
You
feel like
pop up like a peacock whenever it happens, and you walk away. You're like,
I do.
The worst.
So I mean, it's that feeling. It's like, I don't feel like in America I ever felt like that. Like,
okay, so
like America, like we live here.
Like an acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what would be the third? Like big reason.
I think the culture for me, like there is so much here, 16 regions, a bajillion different languages, a lot of different tribes here, and everything is different. Like going to funerals here is different. Going to weddings here is different.
It's
just how things are processed here, and
the culture of how it's done.
It's deep, y'all.
The tradition. Maybe that's the word you're thinking of too, is tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for me, in case anybody is curious, right?
What are yours?
I think the number one reason is I am surrounded by men. I'm surrounded by Black men, and I feel better.
I love that.
Here for you. The second reason is, and I think this is so hilarious, because I went for a walk by myself. I usually go with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
I went for a walk by myself the other day, and I am walking. If I told you, if I passed these same places in the States, I would have like my keys in my hand. You know how they tell you to put the keys in so you can stab somebody in like mace or something. I walked by somebody's shanty town street. I was walking in between people's houses. I was walking all over the place by myself. Not one worry, not one care. People, good afternoon. How are you today? Good evening. Just there's a freedom of. It's more than just a freedom of movement. It's like a confidence that your freedom is real. Is that a weird way to phrase it? Like, I feel like you can move around with freedom in the States, but it's like false freedom,
mm-hmm.
right? Like here, I walk around, I'm like, I'm good. I walk all kinds of crazy places.
And that's what a lot of Ghanaians love.
Mm-hmm.
That's free.
You're good. You're just good.
You can go there. You can go there. You can go there.
You can.
Cool. You can't go there. Why? Your money's too short. That's the only.
I mean, like I there are places like I don't walk around at nighttime, but in my neighborhood I would. But but that's because I can't see and I don't know where I am.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was all over walking in between. I went someplace I'd never walked with the boys or anything before. They weren't with me, and I was like, try this road right here. It's not a road. It's like a gap, but total confidence. So I think that's like. If any of those things appeal to you, that's why you should come. Not for the restrooms and the
dashing on the side of the road.
Dashing on the side of the road. I'm sure we have a ton more comments in here. I don't even know that I can get through this. There are so many. Yeah. But what's the point of complaining ad nauseum about situations you can't change and wearing yourself down?
Yeah. Can't do anything about it. I've accepted I can't do anything about it. I can support some intelligent young person and be like, hey, I really like what you're saying. Wow, man. Hey, what do you need? I can give something to your campaign or something. I can do something like that and make myself feel better, but I can't do anything outside of that. You
Yeah.
know, it's not a lot I can do.
Yeah.
I don't have that power of the states to be like, okay, I'm gonna run for office and be alderman and tell that other alderman over there he a jerk. I can't do any of that.
So we got a couple of folks here. How far advanced do you need to apply for your visa before your departure date? And I would say right now they're saying
Couple
like,
months,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like 2 months, 7. I think my last reporting was 7 weeks, which it's like 2 months. So you're right. Cayenne pepper is nothing. It's a preview of the African pepper.
Yeah.
Did you ask how much was the informal payment when they asked you for the informal payment?
No, because you don't want to insult them. You don't want to, you just, like, hey man, this what I got. I knew it was gonna cost. This is what I got, boss. So,
Yikes. So you don't know if you over or undergave?
always undergive.
Okay. Enigmatic says most Ghanaians are well off financially than most people think. The majority of Ghanaians have zero debt despite the challenges.
Yeah, that's a great point. One thing that, especially like by the lodge,
Mm-hmm.
a very, very nice neighborhood, very wealthy, expensive neighborhood, right? There's some undeveloped property in our neighborhood there, and people living in shacks, shanties. And people say, "Oh man, I feel bad." I said, "Dude, don't feel bad for them. Them people got money." They're like, "Yo, no, look at them.
Zero debt.
And I'm like, "Yo, man, whatever they want, they can sell that land for,
Dollars.
$250,000 US." And people are like, "What?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, dude. They're living like that by choice. They're happy. They eat. They got a little small business, or however they're supporting themselves, their day to day. They got that land. That land is worth $250,000 US.
That's crazy to me. I don't understand
Living
it.
in a shack.
I don't understand it.
Yeah,
Zero
sell
debt.
the house like that.
Zero debt.
Oh,
and
not
zero
the house,
capital.
but the land.
This guy, Wahala says zero debt, but zero capital and zero cash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like zero debt, but also zero capital and zero cash.
Yeah, and
Like they don't have debt, but they don't have money.
Yeah, but yet every day they eat. Every day they're provided things they need for their family, and they get up and next day they do it all over again. So even with zero debt, zero cash, zero capital, they make it happen. They have 100% ability in self and getting up, doing what they need to do, and that's what happens. So they don't need it. They have determination and dedication to.
Somebody says we need to go to
something.
Togo.
What is in Togo, man?
Tyrone says when they're visiting Nigeria and Ghana, it's about the atmosphere, the food, the culture, meeting new friends, and having old friends that live there in both countries.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's all about over a cold club. Melissa says, can you talk about the tours, B&B, and accommodations?
Sure. If you don't know, we do have lodge. We do tours. We're
I love it. We have accommodations at the lodge, which is a 4-suite B&B. Tony does day trips and tours out of that location, and with private transportation. I like the van. I think it's awesome, but also with cars and drivers and everything else. Airport pickups, airport drop-offs. Basically, if you can get your flight here,
I will take care of the rest.
Tony can take care of the rest for you, no matter what that is, which I think is nice.
No matter what that is. No.
Hey, sorry. Not no matter what that is. Whether you need accommodations, driver pickup, drop off.
Yeah.
If you want to just do day trips.
Some stuff I can do. Other stuff I'm like, hey man, you need to go.
I think your most popular day trip though is the Cape Coast
or a Brie.
And a Brie.
Yeah.
Those are two good ones though. But I think the Volta one is nice too.
The Volta one is like coming online now. Everybody's like,
yeah,
we're going to have to show what the Volta trip is because people don't know about about them. So
I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. So yeah, somebody says they're surprised I haven't started a school for expats, and that is like too much
work.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Brian, we are using Acellus as our homeschool program. I wish I got a kickback, but I don't. So there you go. I sent my daughter as an unaccompanied minor to Ghana for 4 weeks, and she loved it. Totally safe. Yeah. A lot of African-American women looking for a good Ghanaian man to get married to.
Oh, you have. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, good.
We're glad we're inspiring. If you have an ECOWAS passport, you don't need a visa.
I know. Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Come to Africa before going to Europe.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. Somebody's still laughing at your joke.
Yeah. I told you it was a funny joke, man. I don't remember a lot of jokes, but the funny ones, they stick with me.
No car loan, no mortgage, no property tax.
Yeah. Man, they're killing it here, man. I'm
yeah.
like, yo.
What's the longest stay at the lodge?
How far does your dollar stretch?
Enigmatic says they have a friend who makes $180,000 in the US, but is living in their van.
Yeah. Oh, there was some story about some guy transformed some structure into a house, and I'm like, yo, man, they're getting seriously desperate there. And this guy has a full-time job as like some bank manager or something like that. I'm like,
I mean, California teaching assistants went on strike, and some of them were talking about them 4 jobs trying to make ends meet. Like, wait, what?
Oh, we're supposed to tell people to hit the like button.
Oh,
hit the like button and subscribe.
Yeah. Tony, you need to brand that. If you can get here, Tony will take care of the rest. There you go. Thank you.
Huh. Yeah. You get here.
Tony will take care of the rest. We look stunning, calm, and at peace.
Yeah.
And that's why you should come to Ghana.
That's
it, right?
You need to, if nothing else, you need to understand the power of being in the majority.
You get the opportunity to understand it. You don't need to understand it, but it's nice to be able to.
Yeah. It's you need to understand it. Then you go back and you're like, that's why Karen act like that. I get it now. She feels safe to do that. Okay. Yeah. We don't feel safe that crazy like that.
There you go.
But now we can't hear.
I guess we have to start our shutdown here. We're getting at that point.
Oh, are we?
Don't forget about tours, day trips, airport pickups and drop-offs with Expat Life Ghana. Yeah, not a thing I thought you were going to get into when you came.
Oh, I didn't see this coming at all.
No, but you are really good at it.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I like hanging out with people and stuff. So,
just a reminder.
The guys' trip is June 7th through the 13th. And I will be heading that up. And the girls' trip is the 2nd through the 9th. And
sign up, y'all. We don't want your spots to be gone. So if you are even thinking about it, at least put down the deposit and hold your spot. That way you know it's there. Tony does accept payment plans. So you can do payment plans on that one.
Yeah, the guys' trip, we're going to be doing all kind of crazy stuff. If you didn't hear, I hurt my shoulder sometime in November or something like that, ATVN. It's almost, I can.
Listen, don't listen to his lie.
As soon as I'm ready,
I grabbed your arm earlier and you were like, ay.
So I'll be ready in June to get back on the ATV.
That's how long it's gonna take.
I know.
Terrible, man.
So we got ATVs, we got the go-karts, horseback riding, zip lining, all kind of crazy stuff, man. Who the guys trip. And then the ladies, I don't know what they're doing.
They're doing all the good stuff plus the pampering and shopping too. So there you go.
Plus the good stuff.
Stop. You're just such a dude. There is details on the website, but I still want to say, no joke, if you are working with a youth group, a church group, a sorority or fraternity, I want to challenge anyone who has the power and capacity within those organizations to bring young Black folks to the continent. Please let that be like the mission of this year. Let's get this done.
And the pricing on the group specials they're only for the group specials, and they're priced so that people are encouraged to come. They are
It's more than
very
encouraging.
attractive
Wow.
price for the group pricing. So
Yes.
if you're looking for an affordable way to come to Ghana, get a group of people together and check out what we're offering.
Yes, if you would like to get more details, you can check us out on the website. Otherwise, if you have a specific quote that you want to request, you can email us at bookings@expatlifeghana.com. I really am like, I know you're thinking more globally, like older folks and younger folks and everybody in between, but I'm like, I want the teens. I want the young adults. Like
we actually have since we started advertising the group specials, we've had some people reach out, and we have people coming in next year for their spring break. A group of teens coming in.
I
for
think
spring
that's
break,
like,
and
like I think because it changes, being here and seeing
it changes your
it
narrative.
like changes your whole perspective
Right.
of things, and that is a perspective like I want young people to have as they go forward in their lives and make change in the spaces where they find themselves. Like, because I think that is the difference between how you and I grew up versus like a Black American versus an African American. Like, I was in the space, like I knew I was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
In every space. Sometimes you would even be like, don't do that here. Where do you think you're at, babe? I'm like, this is just how I am. This is it. I want more people to have that.
Yeah. Agreed. And again, the curriculum over there is they're going to teaching Black less. So.
And brown and everything in between. Like,
if you're not getting it for yourself, you will not get it.
So let's give it. I feel like this is a thing. Like I feel the passion about this. I really, really do. Anything else that you?
Yeah. Let's see. There's a our meet and greet is coming up in May. The first weekend of May. So if you're part of the
I'm sorry. I just caught a comment. Top Notch wants to know if you're gonna be in the strip clubs during the guys strip. And I literally got a mental picture of like, sorry, no.
Man, you really gotta. Yeah, we can go to a strip club if you want to. It's not my thing, but
don't do it.
I know best and at Signature out in a Shyman.
Don't do it. No, don't. Someone would say that you're Ghanaian until you open your mouth to speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I think is always funny. That's what happens every time.
I know.
And then you talk and they're like,
the look on their face like, I understand nothing I said. Let me switch it up and God for you.
Nope.
Like, nope, not really.
Nope.
No, con? Let me try con. Sorry.
Anyway. I think that's everything, right?
Okay. So we appreciate everybody hanging out with us. It's been great. Hold on. 2 minutes.
No, we're done.
Oh, we're done? Oh. Well, that is all we have. What was the topic today? Leave your Blackitudes. Come to Ghana with open mind. Come to Ghana accepting what Ghana is, not trying to change it for some false utopia Wakanda that you I don't know, you thought it was going to be. Do your research.
I mean, there are so many parts of it that are awesome. Embrace the awesome. That's it.
Because it's awesome, folks. Yep. We're done?
Yep. You're going to sign off or what?
Don't forget, tomorrow will be we're starting at TMA, and then Hopesetters will go to the at least the hotel, and Hopesetters. If you haven't given anything, you should give right now because it's your last opportunity before I say, Charlie out for now.
Are we really gonna wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning? Can we?
Well, yeah, we can because they switched the time thing back there, so we're actually on earlier. And
No, I'm saying at 6 o'clock we're gonna go walk tomorrow morning at 6, or can we
we
go
got
at,
our
like,
shirts
8?
on already. We just fall asleep, wake up, and go.
We're just leaving our shirts, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, special thanks to anyone who donated super chats that were donated during this live.
We appreciate you guys.
All going
to Hopesetters Autism Center, where, what does it say? Autism is a different ability. And yeah, I'm glad you all enjoyed today's topic. You all stayed around. So many of you stayed around just to hang out. So we appreciate that. And can I take a dip in the pool too? These those stripper outfits too. That was a good one. Yeah, because y'all be coming here. I'm like, yo, yeah.
Just leave
why?
the white tennis shoes. That's mine. It's just like
The white tennis shoes. Yeah, that's funny because I had on white tennis shoes the other day. I stuck out so bad. Oh.
So bad. It's terrible.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna tell the one bullet story for your joke. I really thought that's where you were
No,
going.
the one bullet. No. The dart.
Where did you hear that one? Did Leo tell you that one?
Mm-hmm. See you, folks.